Welcome back to another versus video. Today, Nathan and I are testing Blurple versus Blue Steel Allies. And yeah, Nathan is going to be playing it. You want to talk about your deck?
Yeah, played a decent bit of Blue Steel Allies. I've always been a super fan of the Jasmine Shift line, and I feel like we got a few good new tools. We've got the Angel, being able to discard to deal 2 damage turn can be really good when you pair that with Goliath. And then you can also find the new Pete. He is not a villain; he is an ally, and so I think that's actually one of the good new card draw engines for blue. So think Blue Steel has always kind of been like almost there. I think that there's a few more tools for it to be able to compete. So I'm excited to see how it goes.
And commentating is going to be Jeremy.
Hello, everybody. I was in the studio. They asked me to commentate this match, so let's see who wins.
All right, let's start off with rock, paper, scissors, dice.
All right, time to see.
These are the exciting new rock, paper, scissors, dice.
Paper versus rock.
Nathan covers Zan's rock with paper. You know, you got to think that I've been watching a lot of Olympics commentary, so I keep going like, you got to think that Zan really wishes he rolled a different one on that one.
Yeah.
Like how it all is. Like
I even switched it up. I think I rolled the blue one last time, and this time I rolled the pink one.
like a figure skater will like mess up their spin and like land on their butt, and then the commentator will be like, you got to think that he wishes that he nailed that one. And it's like, yeah, man. yeah, you really do.
All right, Nathan, you're going to be showing your hand first, and I'm going to
All right, so showing it to everybody. All right, this is what we got. So I'm thinking this might actually kind of be helpful and important in this matchup. I think I'm going to go here because this being able to double do that might be good with this. So we're gonna do 3 back, and so give me a second. I'll scoop my cards up. And say go to you, Zan.
All right, Zan, you're up.
got a toughie.
Tuffy.
This is testing, so I may do something. So here is my hand. I think that I'm going to Mulligan 4.
Oh man.
I don't feel like gambling. Do 4.
All right, you guys, Nathan, good to turn back around. You guys are good to shuffle up for game 1 of the exciting match we've all been waiting for: Blurple versus Blue Steel Allies. Blue Steel Allies got a lot of really great new tools, especially to deal with the aggressive menace that is these Amber decks. So Nathan's playing a lot of cool new cards. He's got Pete, the new 5-cost Pete, who is an ally. They're calling him Dragon Lord Pete. I don't know why. And we also have,
Really?
yeah, they are. And we also have Angel, who turns cards in your hand into a free Fire the Cannons. See if those things are good against the old school Blurple menace.
Old school cool.
I let it go. Play Basil.
Blurple, of course, a dominant force in set 9. It lost a little bit of its steam on the way to the amazing Whispers in the Well, but with Winterspell, it could be back to top dog.
Top top.
Sail. And pass.
And this is just one of the classic rules of blue. You can't miss ramp on 2.
I hit the sail.
Both players keeping pace.
Magical.
If you mulligan aggressively for ramp, you are more likely than not to hit, so it's not a surprise to see both players skipping turn 2 in the blue mirror to get to their amazing, powerful third turn with 4 ink.
This might be a questionable inking decision. Actually, no. This is easy. I'll do that. And then pass.
Nathan opting for a impressive 246 ramp curve enabled by, of course, the new Cinderella from set 10. Maybe it was 9.
It is 10. Yeah, you're right.
From Whispers in the Well. Dan contemplates his options. Nathan, as a on the play player, was it was his task to pull ahead. Has he done that enough to overcome Zan's powerful card advantage engines in purple? Let's see what he gets up to.
Dumbo.
Oh, interesting.
And yes.
Not always the stage where you want Dumbo. Of course, he's really good on turn 6 when you have 2 other invasives of play and just automatically hits the board and draws 2 cards. However, Dumbo right now, the biggest thing on the board, it definitely sets this Cinderella in check, doesn't let it quest willy-nilly, and sort of establishes Zan's presence with some early evasives. Also threatens to run away with some card advantage early on. See how Nathan responds. Given that hand a thinker, we know because he failed to ink properly that he does have that Pete. And, of course, a great turn that we could see is just Pete, boost, go. Dan would have to do something like play an Elsa, quest with Basil, bump the Dumbo to get rid of that Pete. Might be worth it, but then, of course, Zan is losing both an evasive character and a card advantage engine. We'll just see what happens.
Don't love.
Oh.
Nathan says, like fixing a divot on a golf course, you don't want to do too much, and he just plays this angel.
Basil.
And he converts Lexington into a free removal spell for Pete. Pretty good.
Questionable there. I'll pass.
Gonna have to get rid of a few more cards in his hand for Angel to have that resist too.
You can draw 2.
Let's go.
Nathan opts to keep the Angel in play, giving Zan those amazing cards. Nathan, of course, does have a lot of ways to equalize the number of cards in his hand. The powerful Goliath, or maybe something like that song.
Yep.
Goes with Goliath.
So you go.
Oh.
So now it's going to be up to Zan to get rid of some of the cards into his hand. As long as that Goliath is in play, both players in their turn with 2 cards.
Card is broken.
The broken Let It Go. Zan still gets to deploy this turn because he used his character to sing, and now Goliath's sitting in the inkwell pouting.
Pouting is hilarious.
That Junior Woodchuck's guidebook gets rid of Nathan's plan to equalize both of their hands potentially if he was planning to use a Beyond the Horizon. He does have a potential trait. If Nathan can get rid of all the cards in his hand, even using the ability to convert one of them into a Fire the Cannons, he could get rid of the Hades. Oh, but looks like he might get stuck with 2. He would have to ink and then fire.
It doesn't cost me an ink.
But if you don't ink, then you will have a card in your hand.
Oh, you're talking about to get the resist? No, I don't care about that. And I'll pass, yeah.
And really, last step, this was Blue Steel's happy place. They wanted to get to 7 ink and play the highest cost card they could every turn. Nathan tenuously ahead on board, but the lore has stagnated, and it is hard to beat Cheshire Cat when things start turning sideways.
Draw one.
Mono comes into play, ensuring that both players are going to end up at 3 cards, so that Angel wasn't going to have resist this turn anyway. Ooh, and a knockout punch.
Get worse.
Oof.
Viewers expecting to see some Hades on Hades action are going to be sorely disappointed because one of their Hades left into the unknown. And Cinderella picks up some
moved
damage.
I just moved 2.
Where is
And pass.
All right. What do we have to respond? One card in hand.
Have 2.
Oh, 2 cards in hand. Junior Woodchuck's guidebook on board.
Nathan assesses the situation and his options in the upcoming match.
I'll do a Hades on the Demona. Just gonna kill her. And I'm gonna ink this and pass.
In true Blue Steel fashion, Nathan displays the most expensive card in his hand and passes. Once again, Nathan loses his board, although Zan has opened himself up to something like a Tinkerbell to come in and hit both of his guys. Yeah. Tinkerbell is an
what?
ally, so we could expect to maybe see it.
And we get to see it.
Oh, and he does have it. The powerful Tinkerbell taking out 2 of Zan's most powerful threats, and now Zan is left with just the pieces. Will he be able to come back from this knockout blow?
He's got 1 card in hand, but 2 on board. 2 because of Junior Woodchuck's guidebook. I have to decide whether I want to do this or not.
Let's just say you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Good job.
And pass to you.
Nathan passed the turn ahead on board, but these powerful card advantage engines in purple are going to take over the game if left unchecked. And weighing his options, he started with a Dumbo, and that allows him to convert this Elsa into another card advantage engine. He is just a monster here, eating up cards from his library and putting them into his hand. And Tigger allows him to get a cheeky quest in with the Royal Guard.
Okay.
So now Nathan's in a rough spot. If he lets this Dumbo stay in play, then Zan's going to draw up to 2 cards a turn, and his lore counter is not going down, folks.
We'll loose it. The Dumbo.
That Dumbo taken care of, Nathan now has a little more time to establish himself on this board.
And another dock.
Dang.
That's
a-
3 docks.
And the powerful card advantage engine from set 5 or 4, Doc, comes in and
Yep.
threatens to take
You
over
actually
this
play
game.
only 3. You play 3.
I play 3. Okay, cool. I seen all 3 docks, and I'll pass to you.
Nathan sitting with 2 cards in his hand, always ending the turn with 2 cards in his hand. It's like that Goliath never left, folks. Ooh, Hades threatens to take this game back. And into the unknown, wiping all the Tinkerbells off of Nathan's board. How could he ever recover from this? Another Doc bites the dust, as they say.
And pass.
Jeez, so many characters have been put in my inkwell. How many has it been now?
I would let it go into the unknown. Into the unknown.
Did I Hades earlier in the game or no?
You Hades? You might have.
I don't remember.
You have a Hades in there? Yeah, you did. You might have done it twice.
I don't.
Both players attempting to remember how many cards Zan has put into Nathan's inkwell. They both throw their hands up inside. It's too many to tell, and it's none of our business.
None of our business.
Nathan, in an act of self-soothing, singing himself a song.
I'll take out the Elsa.
Elsa loses to Vincenzo Santorini, powerful Italian demolitions expert.
Take out there. And pass to you.
Also,
no. Sorry. I'll play that for 2.
Passing.
Now the powerful Ink Runner makes it harder for Zan to crawl ahead with evasives. He's going to have to win this the old-fashioned way. And if you think the old-fashioned way is bouncing Hades, you're right.
Tragic. Made the wrong call last turn. The Hades. Had the option between those 2 last turn, and I was like, he's not gonna bounce it. I want to clear a little bit. I want my Vincenzo to be on the board, so then I clear the Hades to then do it. Yeah, that was.
Is that it for?
And then I'll play this. Yes.
Zan asks if Nathan's done, and he's not. He has the powerful card advantage engine. Is Jasmine waiting? Zan, now desperate for cards, he sails the Azurite Sea in hopes of finding something a little better. Stays on that boat ride for one more turn.
No.
We were hoping that for the first time in this game, Nathan was going to be able to untap one of his powerful card advantages in play, and he was not able to do so. The Sailor Azurite Seas, seeming like bricks at first, were in fact enablers for the Royal Guard to come in and kill that Jasmine.
An interesting decision here.
Nathan, with all of his deck in his inkwell, somehow has an interesting decision with 2 cards in his hand. And just like that, we see what could have caused him so much thought. The powerful angel, and there goes Goliath.
Whoa.
Just debating whether it's like, I don't
Yeah,
even know
yeah.
if I want to give you cards,
That's
right? And then we'll take out the Elsa. And then at the end of my turn, draw 2.
In classic blue steel player fashion, Nathan's difficult decision came down to kill all your guys and draw a bunch of cards.
I'll pass.
But this is the thing that I didn't want to do, is give him cards.
Just gave Zan 2 cards, but he gets the first bite at the apple. Goliath, in fact, an symmetrical effect because you get to draw the cards twice. As long as he plays all of his cards every turn, he's still getting ahead of Zan.
Draw for turn.
That's the gambit you make when you play Goliath anyway.
I'll use her effect. Discard Tipo.
Nathan
Play a
preemptively
Vincenzo.
trades T-pose.
Hold it.
Vincenzo Santorini comes to clean up that Dumbo.
If I-
Nathan is
oh, yeah,
pulling
5.
far ahead this game.
And we'll quest for 5. And draw 2.
And with Zan's powerful effects that defeat this out of the way, how will Zan Syed crawl out of this hole? It's a tough one, folks. You can expect the multiple Mickey winner to go deep into the tank on this turn. He's got a long way to go if he wants to defeat the tattooed tyrant, Nathan Tripp.
Tattooed Tyrant. I like that.
Bad here.
Bouncing.
No. Be fun to do.
Does he opt to trade that Sven for a Goliath? Or will he get those sweet, sweet 2 cards?
And then you draw 2.
It's tricky because Goliath is a tough thing to beat, but you cannot defeat him without getting those 2 cards, or at least that's what Zan thinks. And now Nathan gets yet another turn with that amazing gargoyle in play. Any consideration to if you had bounced the Ink Runner, he wouldn't have been able to untap Goliath?
Yeah, I thought about it. More important that he doesn't find answers. How much ink he has?
You gave me all that ink. I feel like I ramped some, but like the.
Yeah, I'm like shocked that you're drawing better than I am. I would think that my deck has better draws.
And then we'll quest for 5, 6, 7. And draw 2.
All right.
The game all but over. Zan draws 2 cards to see if some sort of miracle comes off the top of his deck. No, it's not to be found. Nathan claims game 1 in an exhilarating back and forth that led to a snowball of amazing creatures, starting with a Tinkerbell and ending, of course, with Goliath and Vincenzo taking it home.
Snowball is funny with all the angels on board.
Angels throw snowballs.
Yeah, I went for. I don't think I could have done. Basically, when you played the Goliath, it was a gamble, and I felt like I was gonna win that gamble just because I have access to more. You have no Letigos, so I have access to more
Removal and stuff in your
Beautiful.
deck, but then all my removals seemed to be like clustered right there. It was like a Zeus, it was all the angels, and I drew 2 strengths.
Yeah, I was actually really shocked that it played out that way.
Yeah, honestly, I felt like I was constantly on the back foot, but then there was like that turning moment where like after your Demona, you started not getting into your card draw, and then I had the Tinkerbell into dock, Tinky into dock, and then I was able to like push through a bunch of cards.
Yeah, I didn't even mind that. I was like, oh, I still have this, and you had like 1 card.
Mm-hmm.
I still had the book and 3 cards. And I was like, a book and 3 cards, and I was like, oh, I'm in a great spot. And then it was like, just nothing. There's a couple of different lines I could have taken. I would have like I inked a Hades 5-cost Hades that I didn't need to ink, just to put out more stuff on the board. Because I just didn't think at that time I was gonna run out of stuff, but I just did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think biggest questionable thing was I still inked the P. I actually put it in with the Cinderella trigger. But I had like 2 Hades. I don't know why I prioritized the angel. Maybe I was just kind of like blinded by new card stuff. I probably should have just put the
The Pete would have made it harder for sure.
angel in. Yeah, I think that was a misplay because that body would help. But all right, so you're going first.
And we'll get rid of do. I'll do 3. Go ahead.
All right, so we're on the draw. See what we do. So
All right, let's see these altars.
I think I need to dig. So it might actually just be her. Yep, I'm gonna do 6.
Nathan prioritizes digging. Draws 6. Nathan, put those cards away so we can see Zan's and get into the action.
I think it was good decision. I was so sad when you let it go the last game onto the Goliathon curve. I was like, man, if you just lived one turn, it just put you in such an awkward spot if you didn't have like an answer. You either had to like Elsa tap it to do an awkward trade, or
I think that if you're playing Tigger, you have to play. What do you call it? You have to play. What is it called? The 2-cost card that you were playing. I can't remember.
2-cost card I was playing.
Yeah, it gives alert.
Oh, yeah. I think that would be Tigger with the Ink Runner would be really good.
Yeah, without the Ink Runner, I'm like, why are we playing this card?
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll draw. We will ink a Tipo, play a Jasmine, and then pass to you. Ink a Sail, play a Tipo, card in, and pass to you.
All right, as this match has been developing, Zan gets to be on the front foot this time, and Genie threatens to quest this game away. You don't see an Ink Runner on the other side, so Zan's going to be able to get away scot-free with this for quite a bit.
Jeremy, I think that you should never play against me ever again, and you should just commentate.
Your commentating is really nice.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think you should just commentate all of these.
You don't want to play against me anymore?
No.
That's what you said. You said, Jeremy, I think you should never play against me ever again.
Yeah.
That's hurtful.
What?
What?
No, I'm like.
Why would that be hurtful? He's just saying he never wants to play against me ever again.
No, like I'm talking when we're doing this camera stuff. What do you think I'm talking about?
That's all. It's still hurtful.
What part? What part?
Dan continuing to pull ahead with the second Genie. It's going to be tough for Nathan to catch up to this rapid lore gain.
Pass.
The way ahead is clear for the Tattooed Tyrant. He needs to get rid of these 2 Genies and stabilize the board.
Didn't need to draw that.
Trouble is, without a dominating giant presence, even something like an Ink Runner is not going to be enough to get rid of these cards.
Yeah, I think I should have put away a different card of the Cinderella. I've inked 2 Tinkerbells, so now I'm in like a really tough spot. Yeah, we're gonna go to the end of the turn, and I get to ink, and draw. And keep.
And with Nathan neglecting to use that second Cinderella trigger, you gotta imagine he's got the nuts in his hand. Like two Hades. What it's gonna take to get out of this. Ooh, and a killing blow. All of Nathan's characters are tapped, and Zan has the support to make these genies lethal on the Cinderellas, leaving Nathan with effectively nothing to start his next turn. See how he wants to do combat. Might prioritize getting rid of the baby Jasmine.
Support the tipo.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, and he does. So now any shift lines are off the table.
Draw.
It just shows why you need the Tinkerbell against Blurple. It's just impossible to leave those Basils in play.
2, and then I'll take out one of the Basils. And Pastilla.
Ooh, the audience talked about wanting some Hades on Hades action in the first game, and we're getting it in game 2. Nathan has to make a devil's dilemma here as he decides whether his hand draws 2 cards or he keeps the only character he has on board.
You draw 2.
With a few new options to ponder, Zan takes a little while and examines the riches available in his hand. What will he do next? He's already ahead on board. How can he further cement this win? This turn is going to be all about turning a game from 70% to win to 90% to win, and I hope Zan can do it. So we get an exciting game 3. Quest to 7 does Zan Syed.
Oh, here comes the magical maneuvers.
And the magical maneuvers keeps that Basil safe from a Tinkerbell, and Demona getting that support means it's going to be able to wipe out this Hades in one blow.
Gave him 2 cards, and he still got to kill it. Alright.
Nathan has quite a bit of work to do if he's going to want to win. The only good thing is that Demona does not untap, so he only has to deal with the Genie and Zandalin questing for 1 per turn. After that, something like a Goliath might be able to get him back into the game. Let's see what he does. Cards to play here would be something like a Vincenzo Santorini. He opts for a dock, ditching a Strength of the Raging Fire that ended up doing nothing.
6.
Leaving him with only 6 ink left. That means that Vincenzo's off the table.
Pass.
A pass, leaving him behind on board, behind on cards, behind on every metric of this game. Can he bring it back? It's going to be tough, but if there's any deck that can do it, it's Blue Steel. Dan knows that at the end of the game, the person with 20 lore is going to win, so he quests up to 11, adds a Cheshire Cat to the board, which threatens to wipe out everything because that Demona is sitting there with a fat amount of damage on it. 2 of it gets moved to the dock instantly. Junior Woodchuck Guidebook insulating against Beyond the Horizon. And now Zan in his mind must have all of his bases covered. Let's see what Nathan can do to try to crawl back into this. And you know that's got to hurt because that Demona was not going to untap, so Getting rid of it with a Hades is not where you want to be.
Pass.
And neglecting to ready his Hades at the beginning of the turn. Might this be a strategy to get into the mind of Nathan? Zan claims not at all, but he's been known to mind game his opponents before. Ooh, and the brand new Pete looking to seal the deal. Card goes under the Pete, dangerously close to the inkwell. And Zan has gained 3 lore a turn almost since this genie hit the battlefield on turn 3. Nathan needs to deal with at least 1 pip of lore to stem the tide and prevent Zan from hitting lethal next turn.
Holy moly.
An Ink Runner 1 turn too late as Genie had 1 damage on it the turn before, but now is sitting fresh with 4 life left. And Nathan finally deals with all the evasives on Zan's side of the board.
So you go.
And going to be able to get some advantage here as he can boost that Pete and quest to look at 2 cards from the top of his deck. Choose one of them, and the Dragon Lord claims another card. It goes right into his hand. Rest goes on the bottom. Ooh, and the magical maneuver is gaining a bunch of cards for Zan Syed as I leave to go take a phone call. Good luck, guys. You handle the commentary.
Magical Maneuvers has been looking real good. All right, let's see. Don't think I can take out more than 1 character. So I'll pass to you. You got it. Yeah, I'm trying to remember back to the. I think it was tough. I had the Cinderella trigger. I have a Hades, a Goliath, and a Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
And I inked the Tinkerbell. And then next turn I drew.
Cinderella.
Yeah, the Cinderella right after, I think. So then I couldn't play the Goliath.
Oh, that's how.
So I think I maybe I put back the Hades, but yeah, that was like a weird sequence. And after that, everything just felt like super awkward because I had to ink 2 of these in a row, and then I kept the Goliath.
Yeah, you have a decent amount of uninkables. You can't be as greedy.
Mm-hmm.
So it might have been right to get rid of the Hades. You have a lot of removal in your deck, so you don't have to depend on Hades.
Yeah, because you got the Vincenzo, you got the songs.
Yeah, you have a lot. You just need to just be able to keep going. I don't think it would have made a difference, but it still slowed you down.
Yeah, it was the difference between being able to play Goliath that turn and not. And or also, if I didn't ink the Tinkerbell, I would have been able to clear the double basils.
Oh, that turn. Yeah.
So turn whatever. What is that? 4. Your ramp on 2.
Oh, yeah.
Cindy on, and yeah, because just playing another Cindy was basically dead.
Yeah, if you were able to wipe it beforehand, but I went for the Demon.
Yeah, I gotta maybe don't prioritize the Hades so much that drawing another uninkable puts me in a spot where I think that the game is not over, but not in a spot to be able to play.
Doing Mulligan?
Yes. Where going to do 3 back. And cards are flipped over. You're good.
Turn on. All right. Are my cards? All right.
Alrighty. Yeah, to me, I think this matchup feels it's fun. It's like it can be pretty tight. I have a little bit of removal, but now you actually have a good bit of removal now that you're running Let It Go as well for those standing up things.
Yeah.
We will start by inking a Tipo and passing to you. I will ink a Pluto, play a Tipo, put a card in with Tipo, and pass to you. Draw. I'm gonna play a sail. Draw. We will ink. I think this is going to be one of the big decisions that I make this game is what I ink right here for the sail.
Yep.
And pass to you.
Cards.
2 cards in hand. All right. Draw. I will play a Pete. I will pass.
I am back, ladies and gentlemen. And it's great to see these two players vying for position early on in the game. Looks like Nathan was on the play, and he's got that beastly Pete threatening to draw some cards, and with a huge body, it's going to take more than one of Zan's cards to get rid of it. Although that Royal Guard with a Basil and a Junior Woodchuck guidebook certainly represents a big problem. That Pete is out of here. The combination of Royal Guard and Basil proving to be too much for him to gain that traction and quest for more. But Nathan has a second Pete, and this one's going to be a lot harder to get rid of, especially since we can get rid of that Basil with our Tipo. Board reduced down to nothing. The question remains, can he deal with this Pete, or will it run away with the game, drawing a card or two every turn? Or drawing a card every turn, and Nathan might get to look at 2 or 3.
Sing a Zeus. And I will pass and draw 2. Draw 1. Does Let It Go also put in the booster cards? And then both of these are Stone by Day. Draw for turn.
The Demona keeping Nathan's Gargoyles out of this game. Question on everybody's mind, will Nathan be able to convert these cards into Goliath cards? Of course, something like a Doc is really going to get in the way of that, but we'll see what happens. Just like that, Nathan deals with the Demona, leaving Zan with very little on board, although we have seen that Royal Guard trade up in the past.
Hmm. Pass.
Draw.
Zan passes way ahead on board. Nathan's powerful characters are finally waking up. Can he clear his hand, clear the board, and draw with the Goliath at the end of the turn? That's a question on Zan's mind right now, and he is sweating in his seat. I have never seen Zan quite so shaken after passing the turn. Nathan doing his best to clear the board of evasives, hoping that he can get in for a little rumble.
Quest for 2. And pass, and I'll draw 1.
Passes the turn, drawing a card from Goliath. Better than nothing, Nathan says, and Zan contemplates his hand. Only 3 cards.
Yeah, right now it has resist 1. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Tight game.
Trying to use your Goliath again.
Yeah, I know. This is what we talked about the other game. I was like, it's a risk reward kind of thing sometimes. Take out one of the Cheshires. Yeah, and you've been able to dump a lot more like low costed stuff, so that's kind of making it less valuable. 5, 6, 7. Ink a Tinkerbell. Play Cinderella. I'll draw the 2 off of Goliath first. And then I will ink a card of Cinderella. And good to go. Draw for turn.
Goliath is making this game.
It's very we're trying to figure out how to continue to dump our hands and fight for board.
Goliath living up to its reputation as the leader of the Gargoyles and most brain-breaking card in Lorcana. Do I play into it? Do I play around it? How can I tell?
I feel like Blurple is a more efficient deck. So in game one, I really thought that I would come out on top. I was really surprised I didn't, and I feel like this game is demonstrating how I feel like it should go more of the times. Yep.
Genie. Cheshire. I'm debating what to quest. Nope. We'll quest you. And we'll pass to you. Obviously, because that had the end of turn trigger. 7. Hades. Another 7. No way. Is that the last one, or is that just 3? I don't remember this game. All right. 2 Let It Goes and 3 Hades.
Nathan starting out the turn far behind on board, but not a lot of lore on the battlefield for both sides, so both players have a little bit of a chance to crawl back in. The door is closing, but Nathan can maybe wedge his foot in and keep it open for another moment.
It's good stuff.
It's so good.
Stuff, Jeremy.
So good.
We're just gonna play every Hades that we have. Yeah, it's gonna be a Hades to Hades.
Holy moly.
Take out the Hades. And I'll draw the end. Okay, that's actually tricky. I feel like I'm being baited, honestly. Because if you... Well, you could always... Yeah, I just gotta let you draw and then hope it's not gonna be the... You don't already have the Let It Go in hand, or... Another Elsa. Man, you've been able to drop your hand every time. Drop your turn. Yeah, I really hated inking the angel last turn. An angel in any of these sequences would have been like so nice just to be able
But you
to
wouldn't want
yeah.
And plus, you didn't have the extra card either.
To kill the... Instead of just killing your extra 1-drops you're dropping. So then it's less board presence, I think, would be nice. Goliath's going to take out Hades. We're going to drop those. And drop this. Yeah, 10. And then, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and quest. And then I'll draw 2.
All right.
Yeah, I would say that this is definitely showing everybody like this is a grindy game.
This is a grindy matchup. Both players vying for advantage. Comes all about how can I best use my cards, get some lore in the interim, and I don't expect to untap with a or ready with a single one of my characters.
All right. I gotta assume he's got a double answer to these Goliaths. Tapped 8. Man. Crazy able to drop all those cards. Oh, we are. We are trying. Quest. Look at the top 3. 1, 2, 3. Get a peek.
The Pete. I'm so glad that this Pete is a ally.
Oh, that changes like this one card not being an ally would absolutely change, I think, how this set would play. All right. Tough stuff. Tough stuff. Second Dumbo's a problem. Zeus, one of them. Take out the. Yeah, take out the basil. Play an angel, discard an angel, take out the Tipo. And play this and boost this. And draw 2 at the end of my turn. I think it's about over. Yeah, you tap down with the Elsa. You quested with the Elsa. You played magical maneuvers. You exerted. You don't have to play the Elsa to exert.
I don't have to. Okay, so I'm not bouncing the Elsa. The Elsa stays. I'm bouncing the Peach.
Okay.
And going after one of the most dreaded strategies in the game that takes these backsies. Deploys another Pete to the battlefield.
Okay.
And Goliath takes a big bite out of the hand for Syed. Will it be enough for Nathan to crawl back into this game? I mean, after all, such a high lore total and so many characters on board. Nathan's got some work to do, and let's see him cook.
Time to try to cook. Vincenzo takes out Dumbo. Play a dock. And 8 left. That means I'm at 18. No, I'm not 18. I'm at 16 ink right now. I mean 17 ink. Not out of this just yet. I can take out that. Have not hit my ink runner. I don't think I inked it. Yeah. I think I'm a big fan of Ink Runner. I play mine at 2. I might even go up on it. It's just so important in this matchup, like to be able to take out your threats. I'll
hard to make
quest and look at the top 2.
like almost impossible to make. The allies, and then all the Zeus.
So we sell. We quest for 1. And look at the top 3. Man, this is next.
Nathan, clear one more character to live another turn.
I had a Vincenzo to be able to kill 1, but it was the next card. All right, you got it.
Meat is back on the menu, boys, as the vegan falls to defeat in favor of Syed. Syed, what do you think of the matchup? Did it play out how you expected?
Yeah, it was weird. At the end, at the bottom of my deck were all my Junior Witcher guidebooks and my sale.
Oh, yeah.
And so I felt like I would have lost if it wasn't for the Goliath.
At the
Yeah, but you have to play the Goliath. I just
it's
felt
my
like I
card
could.
draw engine, unless I can get to the Pete, which you were able to answer 2 Pete's because you had like Hades.
Yeah.
And so like my follow up to the 2 Pete's was Goliath. I debated whether to like drop the Goliath or drop the Pete, like Ink Pete, and drop Goliath that turn. I was like, but I felt like Pete's a little bit tougher for you to deal with. But maybe I drop Goliath. I'm not sure.
I think Blue Steel has gotten a lot better. Definitely a lot closer of a matchup.
Yeah. I
The
was
deck
able to
is-
see a bunch of cards that turn too. So there was a real shot. If I had seen one more removal, you go to 19, and then I'm able to quest and set up lethal on the following turn because I had double Vincenzo. So if I
Yeah.
hit a song,
Also, most of my Demonas were at the bottom of my deck, so it's kind of awkward because I wanted to just you do Goliath, I do Demona. You do Goliath, I do Demona.
Yeah, because then you set up, especially with all like your 1-drops and stuff, and then you're just clearing up my board,
Yep, and you don't.
and you lock up Goliath as well. Yeah, that was a big deal this game. You playing the Demona, locking my Goliath, and
But I
my
wanted to
Phyrexian
draw
Queen.
more, but I
Yeah.
didn't. I never drew after that.
Yeah, they were, I guess, at the bottom. Or
Yeah, they were. They were. I drew one on the last turn, and then there was one at the bottom.
That was a fun match. I
Yeah.
think Goliath is a lot of the like really interesting play. We both got to. I almost hit 20 inks, so
Yeah,
that was.
yeah. You have Cinderella. I think you do your deck does a better job. Yeah, there's a lot more like do nothing in my deck. The sense that like I could hit. Well, you can hit Tipo. I have Basil and I have Royal Guard, but Royal Guard is actually really good if I draw the Demonas.
Oh yeah, huge on the being able to trade up, which you did multiple times this game with Royal Guards.
Really good. Anyways, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in, and peace.
See you guys.